Living longer, living healthier, living better than ever before. Welcome to Mountain Pacific's Healthy Living for Life, a weekly series that gives you the information, education, and expert insight you need to become an active participant in today's ever-changing healthcare climate. Here now is today's program host.
Every 65 seconds, someone in the United States develops Alzheimer's. People with Alzheimer's and other forms of dementia number in the millions. And while there is no cure, there are steps that can be taken to help make sure people living with dementia are cared for and treated with respect. Welcome to Healthy Living for Life, a show dedicated to helping you do just that. I'm your host, Beth Brown. Today we talk about what it means to be a dementia-friendly community. Stay tuned, we'll be right back. Welcome back. Joining us this morning is Nick Hart with the Montana chapter of the Alzheimer's Association. But before we talk to Nick, we wanted to share this video with you, which provides some national facts about Alzheimer's. So Nick, watching the video, it's shocking to see how many people are affected by Alzheimer's, and we're going to talk about that here in just a minute. But first, can you start out by explaining what Alzheimer's is?
Sure. One of the most common questions that we get is, what is the difference between Alzheimer's and dementia? And it helps to think of dementia as more of a general umbrella term that's used to describe the loss of memory and cognitive abilities severe enough to interfere with daily life. And there are actually dozens of different types of dementia. Again, it's an umbrella term. Alzheimer's disease is the most common. It's estimated that Alzheimer's accounts for between 60 and 80% of these cases. So it obviously causes problems with memory, thinking, and behavior. In the early stage, dementia symptoms may be minimal, but as the disease causes more damage to the brain, symptoms tend to worsen.
Okay.
So memory loss is the most common symptom, obviously. But dementia can interfere with communication skills and the ability to use language, the ability to focus and pay attention, your ability to have good reason and good judgment, as well as your visual perception.
Okay, and there isn't a cure for Alzheimer's or other forms of dementia, but how are they treated?
So that's a very good question. There are two kinds of medication that have been approved, but they can't stop the progression of the disease. They may lessen or stabilize symptoms over time, but they can't stop the progression of the disease, and that's something that's important to remember. People with dementia can become irritable, anxious, depressed, and as the brain deteriorates, they can get angry and even physically and verbally aggressive. So we offer classes to help caregivers understand what triggers those behaviors.
That's great.
And to how to adjust the situation, be it environmental, physical discomfort. So for example, if a person gets agitated when it's noisy, you may be able to help that by creating a calm and quiet environment.
Okay. Are there risk factors that people should know about that maybe put them at a greater risk for developing Alzheimer's or other dementias?
The one greatest risk factor is age. Just by virtue of living longer, we're all at a greater risk of developing this disease. Most people with the disease are age 65 and older, but we estimate that nearly 1/3 of people 85 and older are experiencing some sort of dementia.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, but Alzheimer's is obviously not just a disease of old age. There are around 200,000 Americans right now under the age of 65 that have what is called younger onset Alzheimer's disease, and that number is growing as well.
Okay, wow. So are there early symptoms that people should be aware of, or how is Alzheimer's diagnosed?
So the most common early symptom is having trouble with short-term memory. So remembering something you just learned. We have a brochure that anybody can request. It's called Know the 10 Warning Signs, Early Detection Matters. And we know that early diagnosis is very important because it gives people a better chance to benefit from the treatments that we do have, and it allows more time for them to plan for the future. So there's no one test that can diagnose Alzheimer's or other forms of dementia. So if someone is having memory problems or is concerned about themselves or a loved one, they should talk to a doctor. Definitely. A doctor would do a comprehensive medical evaluation, one that includes a physical and neurological exam. As well, the exam would include blood tests and brain imaging to rule out other causes of dementia-like symptoms, like a medication related to another undiagnosed condition.
Okay, so we're about out of time here, but just really quickly, can you talk a little bit about how you tell the difference between old age and memory loss versus this could be dementia or Alzheimer's?
Sure. As people age, it's normal to have some memory problems. Obviously, we say that memory loss is a normal part of aging, but dementia is not. So that memory loss can look like forgetting the name of a person that you just met, but Alzheimer's causes brain cells to malfunction and ultimately die. So the memory loss that comes from that includes things like forgetting what roads you used to take home and that you've taken home for years, or forgetting the name of a longtime friend. No matter your age, if you're having memory issues, it's important to talk to a doctor about that. You should see a physician and find out what's going on.
Okay, great. Great advice. Thank you. So we do need to take a break, but coming up next, what is being done across the country and in local communities to support people with Alzheimer's and other forms of dementia? We're going to find out right after this. Stay with us. We'll be right back.